Hello, everyone. It's me. It's your boy Wolf25, and back another riveting segment of Figure Friday. And again, as you know, it is that special time of the week to spend some quality time together, basically nerd out and chill with your boy. But boy, if we could just have a moment of silence, just for a second, just for a second. So, oh boy, what can I say? I figure that this would be more appropriate because I want to do it for in the beginning, but at the same time also at the end of this episode. Um, sorry. So, as most of you guys know, there was very sad news in the anime community today, as we learned that creator Akira Toriyama passed away today at the age of 68, and I mean, as a long-standing loyal member of the Dragon Ball Z family, Dragon Ball family, Dragon Ball Z Kai, you name it, and I've seen it. I gotta tell you, this it hit. I'm not gonna lie, it hit home. So again, this is the start of the episode. I want to do it now, and at the same time, at the ending, if possible, just to have a moment of silence. Just real quick, just boy. And don't worry, I'm gonna really do my best to still have a good time and just get through this episode. Because I want everybody to you know uh, just not so much look at the sadness, but look at the history behind him. And all that he gave us. Boy, it really is still hard to believe. But I know that he's up there now. And he is gonna be missed. But I mean, we're all gonna remember him and everything that he's given to us. And all the other creators have reached out, and they've also noticed, they've sent their condolences, their letters, and all that. I've read through each and every one of them. I felt the emotion and all that. But again, I would very much like to say, again, moment of silence. You guys are breathtaking, and I appreciate y'all so much. And again, there will be a special message at the end of this episode, so be ready for that. So, um, now that we've had a moment, again, I want to say hello and welcome back to those who are just joining us, or if you're going to be watching this as a highlight, welcome as well, because as you know, we are coming at you live from TikTok and, of course, the YouTube channel as well. And so, um, so for tonight's epic episode, we are actually going to be delving back into the world of the DC Dynasty world. Now, I know what you're thinking. Um, the attire, I know that, but based off of that, but I want to just try to stray away from as much of it as possible, just to kind of get my mind straight. So, with that being said, we're going to be introducing two new additions to the figure family tonight, and both of them are on the hero side of the coin. So no need to worry about any darkness tonight, which of course these guys will be shining brightly. And of course I put emphasis on that because they really will be shining brightly. Um, so first up, I thought that we could actually take a step into the more humane side of the DC world to introduce our first guest of the evening, um, whom actually used his genius and weapon skills to become a hero, all thanks to a certain man of steel. So, ladies and gents, give your first big Wolfpack welcome to Mr. John Henry Irons, aka Steel. Yes, so that's right, folks. The Man of Steel, literal Man of Steel, is making his debut this fine Friday evening. And of course, no need to worry, he's brought with him a detailed scripture and report of his time here with us tonight. And of course, being that this is part of the McFarlane family, he's brought with him a collectible trading card. Oh, my finger, oh, hit under my nail. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, hit under my nail, seriously. But anyways, right there, you guys look at the card. Bam. And don't be afraid to share this live, folks. I want everybody to encourage, and I want everybody to, feel free welcome. Because as you know, everybody is welcome here. This is a green zone. Sorry about the noise. This tape stuff. Oh my goodness, get out of there, John Henry. Come on now. Oops, sorry. Okie dokie. Bam. Check him out. No, Zio, it's not a bleeding finger. Don't worry about that. It kind of jabbed me under my nail. So I'll be okay. Really, thank you. I appreciate your concern, though. Thank you. But and like I said, he does come with one accessory, and that is, of course, a man named John Henry. It just got to have this one. I mean, it's got to have this accessory. It's his hammer. And trust me, it is a whole lot more than just a fashion statement, folks, because believe it or not, this hammer is basically capable of shattering a whole lot more than just wood and splinters. And of course, good for hammering iron nails into railroad tracks. But still, um, so again, I invite you guys to please sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a deep breath, and just chill and marry out with your boy. And of course, help me to introduce our new guests of the evening, because as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Are you talking about steel? Yes, actually, I am. Brian, you're just in time. Like I said, I just introduced the first guest of the evening, John Henry Irons, Mr. Steel. And this, of course, is the Reign of Superman version, just in case you want to see him. Okay. So, a former weapons engineer, John Henry Irons, actually moved to Metropolis to start a new life. And on one fateful day, however, Superman actually ended up saving his life. And forever grateful, John Henry actually wanted to pay it forward when the city's protector actually ended up dying. He took up the fight to protect the innocent in Superman's name, wearing his iconic S on his chest plate armor, and of course, in tribute to his favorite hero. And just the perfect combination of brains and brawn, John Henry Irons was one of 4 different people to take up the mantle of Superman when Kal-El lost his life while in a battle with Doomsday. And initially referred to the media by using Superman's nickname, the Man of Steel, Irons simply went by Steel when Superman actually came back from the grave. Um, Irons actually uses his scientific genius to construct the suit of armor that allowed him to fly and gave him superior strength all at the same time. And he also created the giant metal hammer in homage to his namesake, which of course is actually a nod to the African American folk hero John Henry, the one who beat the steam engine back in the day. Now, he was a permanent member of Superman's extended family. Steel is living proof that everyone has it in them to become Superman, to become a hero, and to do what's right. Now, I did find out some pretty interesting fun facts about this character, but before I get into that, I need a swig. Now, it's cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. Don't worry about that. Ma, thanks so much for the roses. I see you. Thank you so much. They smell divine. Seriously, they do. But yes, fun facts about Mr. Henry here. For example, did you guys know that he was actually responsible for building his own fortress of solitude out of his bare hands, whereas Superman's was actually, kind of given to him by his father and his ancestors. What else? Oh yeah, he did have a brief stint with Lana Lang, aka Superman's first girlfriend, and believe it or not, he was actually engaged to her. Mumps the word, because I don't know if the two are still together. So um, and like I said, probably the most a fun fact about the hammer, and that's actually the power level of it is actually on par with that of Superman himself. And I mean, that's saying something, because it's a lot more, like I said, than just a hammer and a fashion statement. So again, it ties the character together because he has a suit of armor, he can fly, and he's got the superior strength. So that's saying a lot about being your hero. He didn't just meet his hero; he became his hero. Now, we're going to read the back of the card here so you guys can see it. During one fateful day at the construction site, Superman saved former engineer John Henry Irons' life. And following Superman's deadly battle with Doomsday, Irons took up the mantle to protect Metropolis. Using his technical expertise, Irons constructed a power suit. Adorned with the iconic S shield as tribute, John Henry's armor granted him super strength and flight. Irons also developed a weaponized self-propelled hammer in honor of John Henry's American folk hero's namesake. After Superman's return, however, Irons continued his work on two fronts, aiding the world through technology with his company Steelworks and protecting the skies of Metropolis as Steel. Right. You guys good? I want to make sure you're good before we continue because we're going to be continuing. You know what? I'm gonna fix this light real quick because it's kind of cockeyed a little bit. Hang on. There we go. Huh. That seems to be better. All right. So, you guys good? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and be moving on now. Just fix Mr. Steele here. Oh wait, now it's. Hey, dang it! Would you stop being cockeyed, please? Thank you. It's weird, but either way, yeah, it's technology. What am I gonna do? I'm a slave to it. Where's oh God, with the confetti? Well, I'm sorry. I thought that was actual confetti. My apologies. Thank you so much for the confetti. I love it. I love it so much. All right. So next up, we're actually going to be taking a trip from the Earth ground level up into the stars. Yes, that's right, folks. Or rather, another sector of the galaxy to introduce some law enforcement, but a different kind of law enforcement, or more to the point, or rather like green force for good. So, ladies and gents, I give you the big officer of OA, Mr. Kyle Rayner, aka the Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. Yes, that's right, folks. The most underrated Green Lantern in the Corps has made his debut as well alongside fellow hero Steel. And of course, he's brought with him a story to tell. And of course, he's got two lovely accessories, I'm not going to lie. And of course, he's got a little collectible trading card. Go. Beautiful, beautiful. Put that right there. You didn't know it. You didn't know it. How the heck are we supposed to know? Otherwise, you would have said something. Lovely, lovely. Let go. Mm-hmm. I apologize for the noise. I'm sorry. Beautiful. And bam, check him out. As you can see, he's sporting his trademark Green Lantern look. And don't worry, the feet were like that when they came out of the box. But don't worry, I can fix it. There you go. See that? And of course, what's a Green Lantern without one of his most known accessories, the power ring? Yeah, okay, yeah. Keep telling yourself that. Really, keep telling yourself that you knew. Yeah, that's cute. Okie dokie. Let's put him over here with Steel. Put that right there. Now, a little history lesson about Mr. Rayner here. For example, he was actually in the beginning a struggling graphic artist in the streets of Los Angeles. He was a son to a Mexican American father, Aaron, and Irish mother, Mara Rayner. And Kyle's infinite life was spent with his parents, constantly on the run. And Aaron actually used the military as cover because, in truth, he was actually a CIA Black Op agent. And when Kyle was 3 years old, Aaron had to leave him with his mother in order to protect them because otherwise they would have come to a very nasty end. And unfortunately, he never came back, yet was never listed as killed in action. So he was actually still alive somewhere, living a life, And Kyle and his mother. Oh, my apologies, folks. They actually settled and grew up in the streets of Los Angeles. That was where Kyle attended North Hollywood High as a teenager. And we fast forward a few more years later down the line. Kyle found out his father's real name was actually Gabriel Vasquez, but was already scarred from growing up fatherless. And he would soon, to take comfort from another paternal figure known as Ganthet. Now, who is Ganthet, you ask? Well, he's an alien, so I'm just more to the point. He's an alien, so please. And Kyle's first witnessed a green shooting star moving upwards in the night sky while on a nighttime beach date with his on-again, off-again photographer girlfriend, Alexandra DeWitt. And ironically, the shooting star was actually famed Green Lantern Hal Jordan. who had been driven insane by the destruction of Coast City and went on a murderous rampage, destroying the power battery, the Guardians of the Universe, and the entire Green Lantern Corps. And we come to an alleyway outside of a club where actually, I'm sorry, we come to an alleyway as one does, of course. Well, of course, as one does. I mean, heck, what was that? Alleyway. Okay. Now there was an outside, an alleyway where two humans were encountered. One was drunk. One was a drunken homeless man, and the other was actually Kyle, who was getting just some fresh air, and he actually spotted that same green falling star as before, but this time it was actually falling towards Earth, and lo and behold, it was Ganthet. And in that moment, the Guardian actually thrusted the final ring into Kyle's hand, muttering, "You will have to do," before disappearing into nothing. And in that moment, Kyle thought to himself, "What should I do now? It's a ring. What do I do with it other than to just put it on?" And then when he did that, he found himself dressed up in the standard Green Lantern uniform. Now, unfamiliar with the concept of what a Green Lantern really was, Kyle ended up going to Alex's apartment and showed her the ring and his new powers. And of course, in that moment, they two had to actually make up a plan where Kyle, he would be a superhero, and Alex would photograph him in action. That'll be, yeah, honestly. I mean, if it comes down to it, if a superhero is looking for me, and it's like, hey, yeah, I guess you'll have to do. There's really nowhere else laying around. Um, But yeah, Kyle would become the superhero, and Alex would be the photographer, giving both the careers a very good, kind of oomph, if you will. And Kyle had trouble at first with controlling the ring due to not really knowing the full concept of it or how it worked. And but thanks to Alex's guidance and support, he quickly learned basic, Green Lantern abilities like flying and constructs. Because the way a Green Lantern ring works is that it's based off of anything that you can think up within your willpower and your imagination at the same time. So you have to be able to control the two in order to have perfect balance when using the Green Lantern ring. However, there was much confusion over his identity as he was actually wearing the Green Lantern uniform commonly associated with that of Hal Jordan's. And Alex brought this to Kyle's attention and urged him to make up his own identity, leading him to redesign the costume to better fit his personality, thus donning a whole new kind of Green Lantern, and taking up his name, Kyle Rayner, because, I mean, Kyle Rayner Green Lantern or just Green Lantern, you got to pick one of the two. So he took it upon himself to do that. Lovely. Now, I did find out some pretty interesting fun facts about him. For example, if you guys have noticed, or if you guys have read about the Green Lanterns, one of their main weaknesses is the color yellow because it represents fear. Now, the thing about Kyle Rayner's ring is that his ring actually has no yellow weaknesses or weakness to the color yellow. So that's why he's one of the more respected and underrated Green Lanterns, because he can actually fight against the power of yellow. Oh yeah, and he was also a member of the Titans. The Teen Titans: Robin, Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, Terra, Wonder Girl, all of those. He was actually part of that team. Did he lead them? Probably not, but I know he was an integral part of the team. Now, probably the most just interesting fact about him is the fact that he was actually a White Lantern. And for those of you guys who don't know what a White Lantern is, imagine one being in the Lantern Corps with all of the rings on their fingers and being able to control the full color spectrum. And that includes willpower, fear, avarice, hope, what else? Rage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Death and life. So yeah, that was actually when he was in God mode, basically. Um, but yeah, but honestly, he is one of the more underrated heroes in my opinion. I feel like he deserves more hype. And now, don't get me wrong, I know the most iconic Green Lanterns are Hal Jordan and John Stewart, but I know that Kyle Rayner is definitely up there because he deserves his time in the sun. But before I forget, he does come with two accessories, which I'm very happy to say they look very awesome. Now, like all Green Lanterns, they need to come with a power source to power the rings. Yes, and what those are known as is the power batteries, and that's what this is. It comes with its own little custom power battery. And of course, he does come with a construct of something that he thought of himself on the way over. And to me, I think it's very badass because it reminds me of a certain blade from a certain game. So, bam, check it out. Now, is it the Buster Blade? No, I mean, I'd say it looks like it, but I don't think it is the Buster Blade. But I mean, it's pretty close. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, and of course the collectible trading card. That way I can show it to you guys before I forget. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this was the Blackest Night version of this character. Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna read the card. So please listen up for me. After Hal Jordan succumbs to the influence of Parallax and the Green Lantern Corps crumbles, the Guardian Ganthet travels to Earth and bestows the final Green Lantern power ring to our artist Kyle Rayner. Rather than protecting just Earth and Space Sector 2014, it's now Kyle's responsibility to guard the entire universe as the sole Green Lantern under the Guardians and Corps until the Guardians and Green Lantern Corps return. During the Blackest Night, an army of Black Lanterns attack the Guardians' homeworld of Oa, where many of the Green Lanterns also reside, including Kyle Rayner. Looking to defend the planets, Kyle flies into action with other Lanterns right by his side, ready to fight. So again, very underrated, deserves the hype, and I'm happy to have him as part of my crew, really. But we come to it at last, folks. But before I get up out of here, I just want to say, I want to say true to my word. We had a moment of silence in the beginning, and now we're going to have just one more, just to say our final farewells to Akira Toriyama. He's up there in heaven. So again, just yeah. So yeah. Again, I thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. And before I get before we get up out of here, folks, I also want to say do me a favor, if you can, hug your loved ones, hold them close, hold them tight, and just let them know, that everything is okay and that everything is going to be okay because you never know what's going to happen. Hold them tight, hold them close. I don't care if you're on good terms or not. Just let them know that you're there for them, okay, in some way or another. And don't ever forget that you're essential, you're necessary, you're needed, and you are enough. So please don't forget that. And again, thank you so much for everybody who came out to see me tonight. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm sorry, right there when it appears. And feel free to sample either one of these fine videos as well. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, be zen. I'm shooting over to Twitch to do some gameplay. And of course, rest in peace, Akira, and peace.